Right, more coming in. Okay, so welcome to our resilient coaching session. My name is Lidia Chmel. I will introduce very briefly myself and then I will pass over to Shari. And our plan for today, just before I start the introductions, are going to be we're going to introduce ourselves very quickly. Then we're going to just talk about what resilience is, how we see it, both of us. Then we're gonna talk about what it means to be resilient, and would like to offer some maybe practical tools or practical steps how one can start bringing more resilience into life. That's the plan, and of course we would like to leave as much time for questions and answers as possible. That's the plan. All right. Hope it sounds good. I see my questions and comments coming in. Very good. So my name is Lidia Chmel. I'm certified habit coach. I'm a professional coach with 6+ years of experience in coaching. I help driven, ambitious women to gain clarity, to organize their life, and to build more resilience so that they live a deep life in radical alignment with their values. I'm 46 years old. I have 4 kids, and I've been married for 22 years. Yeah, I think that's it for a very short intro, and I will tell a little bit of my personal story later on. Shari would like to do the introduction.
Sure. Hi. Thank you all for being here today. Super excited. So my name is Shari Walker, and I'm a career empowerment strategist and coach. The little one here, her name is Shiloh. She was born 2 weeks ago. So we are in transition mama stage, having an amazing time. And what I do is I love to be able to support people with career transitions. I've had some major career pivots, but I've learned how to build bridges. So I've worked in a ton of industries, from where I work now, tech as a copywriter for a major tech company, from doing freelance writing on my own, from working in the entertainment industry and social media, to working in the medical field as a emergency room clerk. And then I worked at a journalism company, and then social work, got my master's from USC in social work, and then so much more. So I love to be able to help people to build those bridges and overcome any burnout that may come up, because I know that the unexpected, especially with careers, can happen quickly. So I do that with some joy, with some motivation, and with some creativity. So that's me.
Cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and congratulations with the
Thank
kids,
you.
cute little baby. All right, so let's just I don't know. I think we just first acknowledge the elephant in the room. What is resilience? I think resilience is one of these words, buzzwords like happiness, like other that people think a little bit different about it. So my definition of resilience is the ability to deal with difficult situations, with adversity, with challenges, and not only bounce back from it, because I think it's more a different words could be applied, but it's actually to live through them with the joy, with the kind of thriving and living through it, and coming on the other side is stronger, healthier, in all the different aspects of our life. That's how I see resilience. Shari, would you like to add something from your side?
Sure. So, um, Yeah, for me, resilience to me isn't just about bouncing back. It's about bouncing forward. So evolving and growing from every challenge that comes our way. I know in a world that's always changing, from the unexpected challenges that quickly come up, especially in career and just daily life, it can be hard, but the ability to adapt and thrive is truly a superpower that I know you all have because you're here today and you are pushing through. So that's my definition of resilience.
Yeah, totally. I love it. Not bouncing back, but bouncing forward. I think it's a cool one. All right. So why I got so interested into resilience. Well, first of all, I've been through some personal challenges. Like Shari told, I've changed my career a few times. I've been an entrepreneur for the last 8 years. Before I had a corporate career, and entrepreneurship is challenge you every day. We moved with the whole family. We moved countries 2 times. Then my daughter was diagnosed with autism, and my youngest son, has autoimmune disease. I see some people like Kevin saying that he was diagnosed with the ADHD. Uh, and there are other challenges, and these are just on my personal level, right? Now we all, as a global society, face some global challenges over the last, I don't know, decade. That's why we used to live in the VUCA world, if you know this abbreviation, and now we no longer live in the VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. We actually live in the BANI world, which is whole new level of complexity, which is brittle, fail. There is no fail-safe systems. Anxious, we feel helpless, unable to make decisions. Non-linear, that means there is no cause and effect thing, and incomprehensible, sometimes lack logic or purpose. So that's the world we live in. So I think, like many of you, I had to face some of the personal challenges. I just named a few of them, like the big ones, and then these global challenges. And I was looking for an answer, and that's how I uncovered resilience. And I understand for myself that this is the skill that I not only need to learn myself, but I would like to coach my clients to become more resilient, to face both personal and the global challenges that we are facing, and they're not going to get easier. So that's my kind of story into the world of the resilience. Shari, what about you? What brought you to the resilience world?
Yeah, so resilience can be quite a journey. I think back of when I had my first daughter. So now I'm a mama too recently. But when I had my first daughter, it was in the midst of the pandemic. I was in my senior year at USC getting my master's degree. So only had a few more months left. I had super bad morning sickness, and me and my husband, we needed to have two incomes. So I could not quit my job. I needed to keep it. But when that pandemic hit and everything shut down with a brand new newborn, a first time mom, I'm a former foster youth, so I didn't have family support. I was figuring everything out by myself, Googling everything that I could. I knew that I needed to have a transition, a career pivot. But what do you do with a career pivot when everything is shutting down? People weren't hiring like they were used to. And my master's was in social work, and I was used to doing things on the ground at the time. So although I had many career pivots at the time getting my master's in social work, it was all focused. And I had a plan to transition to be on the ground, supporting former foster youth like myself. So what do you do with that? Oop, I pulled and built bridges. So what am I good at? Storytelling. I'm good at writing. I've always been a writer. Oh, that got me through foster care. I would write stories. I would write poems. I would write in my English classes when I was in high school in foster care. So I had to pivot quickly. Storytelling was what I could do, and I knew I could do it from home. But didn't have a big following on Medium, wasn't making much money. Freelancing wasn't paying enough. We needed more money. So what do? I searched Google. That's what I did. I said, I'm a storyteller. What are the opportunities out here? I'm just going to look and I'm going to have faith and we're going to push through. I ended up finding something amazing that I never knew existed, a whole world of new opportunities through Snap Inc. of all places. I don't know if you all are familiar with Snapchat. I ended up finding out that they have this whole program for storytellers. It's called the Storytelling Snap Inc. Academy. And I ended up applying and I got in. And I don't even have a tech background. Wasn't the most advanced on Snapchat at all, but I did a great interview and I built the bridges from what I have been able to do. Like I volunteered writing blogs and I've written on Medium and I have my whole portfolio. Though I don't have a big following, I have somewhat of a following. So I was able to get into this academy for the summer when I had my brand new first daughter. She was only about, probably like 2 months old, in Snap Inc. with my daughter on my lap, taking these courses from home. It was all virtual. And I used that to leverage my footing and my bridge into the tech world. And now I am a tech writer, copywriter for a major tech company, making a great salary. Now that I have my daughter, I'm on maternity leave. So one day I'll be able to share that journey, probably gonna write about it on Medium. But I say that to say, with resilience, I had to move quickly. Was it difficult? Yes. The tip that I would definitely give and that I give my clients is to sit and see what resonates with your soul. And I know that can be really hard sometimes when bills need to be paid, when you have a to-do list that is running past your back and out the house, but really sit and see what resonates with your soul. Think about the gifts and the talents that you have, and think about how you can build bridges into opportunities that you may not have thought of yet, that you may not have seen yet, that you may have to build for yourself. But do be able to sit and see what resonates with your soul, and don't just jump into anything that comes your way, because you matter. And what resonates with your soul, your heart, your mind, your spirit, all of those things matter when transitioning, either in career, in life, in relationships, in any next step that you have. So that would be my take. Yeah.
Cool, so cool. I love it. I love how you tell your story. We can see how a great storyteller you are. So just talking about bridges, just to bridge into the answering questions that guys have here, guys and girls and everybody. I want to say that resilience, again, it's a big word, it's a buzzword, but actually it's not that complex when you start to unwrap it, right? First of all, I see there are 4 levels of resilience, and keeping that in mind helps already a lot. So first of all, we have physical resilience. Your body needs to be resilient, right? It needs to endure, it needs to be fed, it needs to be slept, it needs to, you need to take care of your body in order to keep it resilient, that is able to meet challenges that can come your way. Second, your emotional resilience, your ability to self-regulate, your ability to be aware of your emotions you having right now, and then your ability to manage negative emotions. That's like one of the biggest thing about resilience. And like Shari said, not jumping into action, but being able to see it and listen to what's going on in your body, in the outside world, and before making any sort of kind of action, be with that, be with yourself, calm down, your ability to self-regulate. And then finally, the third is the mental resilience. Yeah, your how you deal with your thinking. Are you going into the ruminating, where you just go again and again thinking these negative thoughts, or do you have the tendency to catastrophize things? Before they even happen, the negative things, you already imagine them, and you become scared of them, and your body becomes scared of them. So these 3 levels of resilience, when you put them separately ultimately it becomes more clear how to develop it, right? There is a fourth type of resilience, which is social resilience, the community resilience, when you have the support of your community, of your family, of your community, or even a bigger kind of this, the city, the, I don't know, the country, the type of resilience. And it's also important to belong to communities. And if this community is resilient, it will contribute to your own resilience as well. For example, I'm a coach on coach.me, and I belong to that coach community. So whenever things are hard, whenever things are difficult, I know I can tap into that community. I can ask questions, I can ask for support, and having a coach or having this communities that you belong to is also important to support your overall resilience, from physical to emotional to mental, and then the social resilience. So this from my side is, when you look at this like this way, it will help you. It will help you to answer the question: how can I increase my resilience? Shari, over to you. What would you like to add to that?
Oh, I love everything that you shared. Oh, that's so good. I would say, oh, some things that have definitely helped is definitely being connecting to community. I think, oh, when I've had those really hard times when, oh, I felt a burnout weaving in, creativity was out the door. I felt like that I was running on fumes. I think community was really, really helpful, and it's still helpful to me now. When I had my first daughter, I think some great community was definitely coach.me. I'm a part of that now. I became a habit coach, and I also joined an amazing group that I'm a part of even still now, that supports and like teaching me how to be a coach and encouraging me on my journey to start my entrepreneur business. Super, super good just to have like-minded people to give me feedback about what I'm building, to hear other people's journey and hear that inspiration. It's a really good motivator. And sometimes I don't have anything to share. I'm just listening in the group, but that's really a place to get inspiration and the spark. Something else is vision boarding has really helped me to be resilient. Sometimes I was used to always doing like yearly vision boarding, especially around the new year. What I realized, when I'm having a hard time and I'm in a super low place, I need a weekly vision board. Okay. So I need to just plan next week. I can't think about next year. I can't think about 2024. I can't even think about the end of 2023. I got to think about what's happening next week. And sometimes I have to think about what's happening today. So next week we got a vision. And what I start with my vision boards for when I'm having those low days and being able to kick back is I do a mood board first. And I don't know if you all are familiar with the mood board. So mood boards are super, super cool. Don't want to talk too long about it, but you're able to like choose different colors. So color psychology comes into play. So what type of mood do you want to have for the week? And I do that for individual days. So Monday, I might just want peace because it's the beginning of the week and usually things get real crazy. Tuesday, might choose some yellow because I just need some sunshine and some laughter because we ain't even halfway through the week. And then we do the whole 7 days. Okay. So a vision board for the week is really helpful when you're having low days. You can work through that. And then I think something final is volunteering. With one baby was a mission. With two babies, it almost felt like a mission impossible. But now a lot of things have switched online. So I'm able to volunteer online to do good giving back, good support. I'm a former foster youth, so I'm able to share my story online with other foster youth about finishing school and pushing through. I'm able to share my career journey, or I'm able to just give advice and just be a mentor, just from just saying like, hey, here's the journey that I had. How can I support you? So finding ways to volunteer and give back have really helped me when I had flows to figure out what gifts, what talents do I have, and how can I make a difference, even if it's not in terms of career or paycheck, but I just want to do good in the world and want to help other people to thrive and not just survive. finding ways to volunteer, whether that's online, whether that's in person, whether that's making a meal. There's something called like lasagna love, where you can make lasagnas for your local community. You make them, you give them to people who just need support at the moment. Amazing, fun, good for family, good for friends, good for if you just want to do it. So just finding those things, connecting to that community, whether online or in person, creating those vision boards, whether you want to do a year, you want to do weekly, you want to do daily, and then finding ways to volunteer, whether online or in person. Those are some tips that I usually give people who are trying to figure out what to do and avoid that burnout and get into thriving, just to get that spark going for you to get to where you need to be, because you're amazing.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. Thank you for sharing. I think over the last few years, I also moved from the long-term planning and goal setting. I moved to much shorter scale. I still have a vision. I love to have the long-term vision for me, for our family. But in terms of the kind of the planning, like you do the mood board, or you do more. I'm a former finance, so I'm more kind of to-do list, checklist thing of person. I do it in a much smaller scale, a week or. Uh, we have Shari disappearing, but I'm here, so don't worry about it. Hopefully, she can join us back. So I do, as short as daily planning. So it still gives me a lot of confidence that I can live through this day. Whatever comes in, I will deal with that, and I will deal with other things tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, and that helps my mind not to jump around, not to do this catastrophizing and other things. I would like to go and maybe start answering some of the questions or some of the very good comments. So I definitely want to have time. And if you have questions, put them in. If we don't have time to answer them, on the information you saw both myself and Shari's contact details in LinkedIn, Twitter, coach.me. Coach.me is the platform. We both are coaches there, and you can connect with us and chat and ask questions, and hire us also as coaches. So let's get through some of the questions. Resilience is very necessary skill. Yes, I agree. I had the worst failures and was not able to jump. Yeah, it stole from a lot of things, caused delay, made me not able to reach my goals, and just not my identity. Hope I'm reading it right. Hoping to learn a lot, aspiring to become a coach. Well, I think I'm sorry for difficulty to pronounce your name, but I think the best way is definitely go to coach.me. They have a great habit coach certification program. We both went through it. I went through it last summer, and it gives you a very good foundation and the kind of what it is to become a coach, and it also gives you the tools and the platform and the way that you can start coaching like today. You don't have to wait. Right. I'm glad you're back. We're just going through the questions and comments, so providing feedback to guys and girls who left the comment. So coach.me, definitely recommend if you aspire to become a coach, the time is today. Don't wait. You can do that definitely, and the platform provides tools to do it as I don't like the word side hustle, but you can do it kind of in addition to what you do right now. And then you will experience it today, and it is great. I'm also sensitive. While it is strengths, it has few drawbacks. Right. Yeah. Our weaknesses are usually our biggest strengths. So a resilience is also a point of view that help you to look at the things from different perspectives and help reframe things. So you're saying it has strengths, right? And focusing on your strengths is a great way to build resilience, right? To see how your weakness is actually your biggest strength. For example, sensitive people are usually very empathetic, and they become great coaches because they can feel other people, right? They can see and feel the nuances that other people cannot see and feel. So this is a great thing if you can always switch your mind and see things from different perspectives and reframe things. That's a great resilience trait. Right. Shari, would you like to answer some of the questions or the comments that you see? Maybe
Yes. So
while
I
you look
see.
in, there was one on burnout. Maybe I'll start and you pick it up. I think.
Oh, so I see one. I see what I believe
Go
is.
ahead.
Can you hear me okay?
Go ahead. Sure,
Oh,
sure.
great. So I see Mary. She said, what I believe is the spiritual resilience needs to be addressed. How do you find ways to talk about things that cannot be seen, that are generated from the deepest part of a human being? That is a really great question. And oh, I totally agree with that. That can be really difficult and really hard. I think even you asking the question is powerful and beautiful. So I just want to acknowledge that. Um, I believe fostering a safe place is really important. So being mindful of who you share with. So for me, yes, I have a good community, a lot of different communities, but sometimes that was going to different types of therapy. So I learned that it didn't just have to be like the one-on-one. Sometimes I'm not really great with that, and especially with the person who I don't really know. But there was different parts of therapy, like art therapy, and then there was just different aspects of that where I was able to open up and share. And sometimes that wasn't with words. Sometimes I'd be able to paint, or sometimes that was with poetry. So I think that that's really important. So in terms of sharing, if you look at it from a holistic lens, when you think about the spiritual, sometimes you may not have the traditional words. So for me, my thing is poetry. I've always written poetry from foster care to just now. Writing poetry really helps me at a deep level, and music does too. So I write poems, and I found a community of poets where I was able to create new poems and be able to share my story and what was going on and my hardships. So maybe finding a community where you can foster a safe place, where you can share in a way that resonates with you. Maybe you like to talk, so maybe you find a community that just share and talk, or maybe it's poetry, or maybe it's singing, or maybe it's I found a whole community of people who just love to listen to sounds. So they found all these amazing sounds to listen to that was really healing and uplifting. So finding those types of things, in addition to really being able to embrace vulnerability. It's okay not always to be okay. It's okay not to do a million things and just feel like I don't have it in me to do right now. So being able to embrace that vulnerability at the same time and see what resonates with you in terms of, do you want to connect to community? Do you want to find good music? Psychology says that it has some way of uplifting and pushing us up. Do you want to listen to some music? Find a community of that, or even like a meetup of people who do things that you love to do, like cooking or exercising, or just sitting and being together and sharing about what's going on in life. So I think those things are really important in terms of spirituality. It doesn't have to look like traditional, what everybody else thinks. It really depends on you and what resonates with you and what usually helps you when you are going through a hard time. And whether you have the words or you don't have the words, thinking of it in a creative way that may be able to support you on your journey.
Yeah, lovely. We just have 1 minute left, and there are so many great questions. And I hope we addressed some of them when in our initial part of the conversation. Please come and find us on the social network, LinkedIn, Twitter, coach.me. Again, you can just chat with us there and ask any questions. So we continue this conversation that I think is very important, and there are cool, very very good questions. There is one that I'm addressing, and then we close in. Is how to stay resilient in a slow month. And I think, again, as an entrepreneur, 8+ years, I can tell you those months will be there. And for me, the number one is community, being part of a community where you can ask for help, you can ask for clients, you can ask for referrals. And then secondly is the physical and emotional resilience that are kind of the base. This is what you can go back to, and kind of being okay and feeling safe in your body, even when things are slow, even if bills are piling up. If you can rely on yourself physically, emotionally, I think that will be helpful, even in the slow months. So I think we're closing up. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a lovely discussion. That's definitely not enough time. We have tons, hundreds and thousands of stories and advice to tell you. So come and chat with us whenever you can find us. And thank you, Shari, for being here. And thank you for little one to be so quiet and calm and being giving you the opportunity to be here. I'm so grateful you could make it and share this stage with me. Thank you so much. And thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.